track number 3 on Radical. I think it's I'd say it's your biggest swing on the album for trying something different, for sure, something we haven't really heard from you. This one's called Someone to Help. How would you describe this song to your audience?
This is my most bluesy song, and probably, well, it's written in a minor key, which people that don't like really understand music, you can tell how different it is when you hear it, though. It's a minor key. It's a little more somber, a little more solemn. Most stuff I write is same 4 or 5 chords over and over again. I just change the capo on the frets to make it either up or down. This one is very different. I didn't even understand that it was in a minor key until Steven and I started breaking it down once I recorded it. Like, I recorded the song, and then we're going through it. I'm giving him the chord charts and telling him what chords are, and he's like, oh, this is a minor key. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense why it sounds the way it does, because minor keys just kind of sound a little more heavy and ominous. And so, yeah, but this song is very, very bluesy. Very, I don't know what decade of blues, definitely not like 70s, but it's got a little 70s, 80s, 90s blues mix in it.
Yes, I would say that for sure. You know, it's not quite like, you know, your BB King,
like BB King over your shoulder. Yeah.
It's not quite that old school vibe,
No.
but it's got that deep guitar, and it's got that nice breakdown towards the end, which I really dug that when you get into that sort of deep groove in there. Were you listening to anything that sort of inspired that sort of songwriting?
Oh, yeah. So this one is full on the way to Disney World. I'm driving 10 hours or whatever it is, 9 hours from Kingsport to Orlando. My wife and kids are flying down there. So I got 10 hours to kill. And I'm listening to podcasts and this and that. And I was like, man, it's the 30th anniversary of Shake Your Money Maker, Black Crowes' first album.
Okay.
And they were a huge inspiration for me years ago. I don't listen to them hardly at all anymore. I mean, I literally don't listen to anything but Need to Breathe and Lauren Daigle and Christian music. But I was like, man, I want to listen to that album and just see if it gives me, because that's a fantastic album. So I started
top
playing
to bottom,
it.
Man. Top to bottom.
I mean, there's not a bad
No.
thing. There's not a bad note on that record.
No
So
skips.
I listened to it, and I mean, as soon as it went off, I was like, just feeling that groove, and I was like, man, I want to do something kind of bluesy, and like the lyrics, the first verse just came out of me, and I was like, oh, grab the phone. I started singing into it. Actually, no, I apologize. The outro of the song came to me first. Good Day to Revival, that came to me first, and it was all that. I was like, what can I do to that? That can't be a whole song. That's just a piece of a song. And then I was like, so I spit the first verse out, and then I spit the second verse out, and I was like, I gotta have something different in there. So then the Someone to Help, which kind of brings the whole thing together, came out. And but yeah, I didn't know what the song sounded like. I just knew the melody of it. So it wasn't until after our 4 or 5 day trip, I got home, then I had some free time. I got to play with it and say, what key is that in? Where do I even start writing that? So yeah, it's very different. And I intentionally held this one back. I played my last show, and I'd written these songs and I was going to record them, but I intentionally didn't play this one because I'm not quite sure it was ready to be broadcast live yet, just acoustic.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, I think it'll
can
be
see
fun
that.
one day.
Yeah.
But I knew I wanted to hold it back and play it another time. So,
Um,
but yeah, Black Crowes is the absolute thread that they drove me to this song.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that, but now that you say that, like, it makes a ton of sense. You for sure hear those influences on there. Was that something that Steven could gel with, or did he have a? What did he think about bringing that sort of different style to a song like this?
He was excited about it. I think that I told him, I was like, this one is the most different one. I think probably the weirdest song I've ever, not weirdest, but like it's the most off the beaten path song I've written. But that excites me because it's just I want to bring something new. I don't want you to know exactly what to expect every time you put in a Travis White album. I want there to be a little bit of differentiation, especially now that Steven is kind of able to bring more stuff, to violins, pianos, keys, organ, stuff like that to it. It's just, I got so many toys to play with, and I was like, man, what can we do with this song? So again, I just wrote it. It's very bassy, just heavy bass, E minor, G's and A's, and I didn't even, and so I just told him like afterwards, like, hey man, like I got this feeling like the only thing I'm going to say to you is slide guitar. Like slide guitar is something I want in it, and the rest is yours. Play with it, see what you want it to sound like. I didn't know how heavy it was going to sound, but I love it. This was the one I couldn't wait to get back just to see how it's going to sound, because I think it's the most different. And another reason I titled this album Radical is because I feel like the songs are very different. They're radically, and this one is the most radically different I've ever written. So the album title has a little bit of a couple different meanings. So
okay, I definitely see that vibe, and yeah, each song for sure, they flow together, but they all do sort of go in a little bit of a different direction. Absolutely. And the last track on the album is called "At the Helm." We're gonna talk about that one next, and the different direction that one goes in.
I need to add one more thing.
Yes,
to this song.
please.
So, and it's hurt me ever since she said it. My wife said, and she loves this song. She said though that this song could be in like a Kirk Cameron movie. Like this is the part in like a made-for-DVD Christian movie where like the youth pastor is just taught it like true love waits, but he's at home like living in debauchery too. He's living this double life, and this is the part where you get the like the montage of him like clearing off his desk and like hitting his knees, and he's there like like, so I can't unsee that now that I hear this song. Like
she's ruined it.
And so yeah, just when you listen to it, picture maybe I can sell it to Kirk Cameron. He can have it for free. But anyway, yeah, it's just funny.
You heard it here first, folks.
You won't unsee that when you hear this song, though.
That's right. All right. So next song, the final track on the album. Stay tuned for that one.